Well, hello, everybody. It's a great day. This is a Friday, man. I am your host, Brett, with Anvil Music and Media. Really excited to be here today in my studio, hanging out in the studio. We're here on Friday. Yes, we are here. Normally we're here on Fridays. Sometimes I like to come on Saturdays, come live on YouTube. But I appreciate everyone who has decided to join today. If you're a first timer, please come in and say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. Also, I'm excited about this channel and what this channel sort of brings to the YouTube space. So we're here. We're like I said, we're hanging out. My name is Brett with Anvil Music and Media. Thank you so much for joining this tech channel today. Friday it is. Friday it is. Wherever you are in the world, I don't have to necessarily say what time zone I'm in, but obviously those who are joining, we're excited to have you. We're excited for you to be here. Just a little bit of a history for those of you that do not know, Anvil is a tech channel. We do specialize in tech reviews for computers, any type of technology. Lately, we've been really hitting the AI space, and it's been a fun journey. It's been a fun journey. I've been on live probably for the past going on 9 to 10 months. So we're coming up on a year. I don't know. I can't tell you what episode this is, if this was an episodic event, but needless to say, I'm glad and excited to see each and every one of you who are here today. Today is a great day. We're going to really talk and dive into some AI news, some AI information I want to kind of share and talk to you guys about. So let me know as you're joining. Let me know where you're watching from. Please don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Come in and say hi. Leave a comments. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm excited to have you here today. I appreciate even you guys who are liking the video so far. This has been a great journey for me. I've been in the YouTube space. Yes, I've been in this space for probably about 4 to 5 years. I mustered up enough, I guess, courage, we would say, to actually come on live. So this is who I am. This is me live in living color. I love the fact of being able to be genuine and being able to be like, here in front of me. There's no fakeness here. This is what it is. So I appreciate to you who are here. I also, I really also am appreciative and I'm excited for those who may be watching the replay, right? Because there are replayers. So you guys, as you're coming in, let me know where you're watching from in the world. We've got people all over the place. So I'm super excited about that. So today we're gonna talk a little bit about artificial intelligence, and there's something that's happening right now between AI and cryptocurrency. So I really want to kind of like connect the dots between what is happening in the world of AI and also the collision course that's happening between cryptocurrency and AI and sort of the financial space. I told you, anytime you have a disruptor, whether it's technology, education, or any other sector, any disruptor is going to disrupt the sectors around it, right? So you can have anything, anywhere from the social space to the educational space to the economical space. AI is sort of touching all points, and at any point in any given time, it's going to collide and have a collision course with the sectors around it because it is a catalyst, right? And that's what catalysts sort of do. So more specifically with crypto. Now, I really don't get into crypto that much. I really don't talk about crypto. That doesn't mean I don't have the knowledge and I don't have the know-how to sort of explain the space. And this isn't the tech channel, but fortunate for me, hey, listen, this is an AI crypto collision, and basically the two worlds are about to smash together if they have not already. We've seen continuous volatility in the crypto space, more or less like we're talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and like I said, this is something that excites me. May not excite those of you out there, but anyway, we're gonna get right into it. Let's see, we've got Entertainment says hi. What's going on, Entertainment? Yeah, greetings from San Diego. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you for locking in. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. If you guys get a chance, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, all that good stuff. I want to introduce you to who I am and who this space is. I am Brett with Anvil Music and Media. We originally turned research into results that matter. I've sort of done away with that space, that sort of slogan, even though it is still true because I do a lot of research, a ton of research. But AI is sort of taken over. So it is the space that we currently talk about. Is the space that we sort of have conversations and really get into the nitty gritty of. Whip Dog is here. What's up, man? How is it going? It's good to see you. Let me know, guys, where you are joining in the chat. Please come in and say hi, say hello this Friday, man. We're chilling. I don't get too deep with it, but like, if you guys comment, I will address the comments. So at least those that are within reason, right? Don't we're this is sort of a kid-friendly channel, even though we've talked about deeper adult subjects. But yeah, Harlan is here. What's up, Harlan? How are you doing, man? Welcome to the channel. It's so good to see you guys. Yes, and please subscribe if you have not already. That way you can get the information you can sort of get, and you sort of get my take on it, right? Like this is my take on the world. This is my take on the space of technology and the internet, social media, and and all of that. So all right, let's get right into it. So, artificial intelligence, we know, came on the scene probably about maybe 4 to 5 years ago. It does not mean it has not been worked on, and it does not mean it's not already in our software, and we haven't been a part of it. It's just been a slow grind, a slow burn. It's been on low, if you will, for the past probably 30 to 40 years, right? So we're not really talking about a new technology. This is a technology that has all of a sudden exponentially just turned over and grown. So as anything that grows, take anything that grows, like, right, as it grows, you have to make space for it, right? And we humans, we grow. We're babies, we're smaller, we need attention. But as we get bigger and we need more food, we need more space, we need the ability to be able to move around. So AI, in a sense, is also, this is what's happening in the AI space because it started to grow and it's growing exponentially. The space that it takes up there's more space that's needed. AI thrives on knowledge and information and education. The AI space, that's what it thrives off. Many people talk about AI as if it will one day take over the world. Do I really believe that? I'm not so sure of that, but what I do believe is what AI will do is it will take over all of the knowledge of the world, and we will continue to use it for information, right? I've said this so many times before, and this rings so true, right? Questions are the new answer, right? So in this space, the question is going to be more valuable than even the answers. Because how many times do we ask questions? For example, if we search or research something, we're asking a question. We're like, we want to get more information. We want to be more knowledgeable about it. Well, it depends on the type of question that we ask. That determines whatever answer we're going to get. So the answers, in effect, are not as valuable as the question. What happens is when we get answers, we don't get just one answer. We get probably tens, 20, thousands of answers, right? So the answer becomes less valuable. It's sort of like it's sort of like grass outside, right? There's plenty of it, right? You just go outside. There's billions and billions of grass blades that you can pick up, right? But you can't necessarily find a grass seed, right? You have to go to the store to actually buy grass seed, or the grass seed that exists in the earth is not always visible. So paralleling that to asking questions, questions are the most valuable asset that we have. So questions are the new answers. I've talked about this before. It's nothing new. And so all of you end of the world doomers who think that AI is going to end the world, we can sort of get into that. I just there's no motive for AI to end the world. I know we've talked about that before, but how is AI changing the space around us? How are we being affected today? Right. What does that look like? Um, so yeah, let's get into it. So AI and crypto collision. Listen, um, here's the gist of what's going on. So our financial system now, I'm talking about our financial system, really talking about the American system, the dollar, centralized. The dollar is pretty much the number one currency of the world. So we're going to talk about the financial system of the dollar. Our financial system is very dated and it's very old school, right? You have a sort of centralized system where really banks, we have the Federal Reserve and we have banks that, of course, hold and lend money. Banks sort of control the flow of, well, I should say banks, not just banks, but banks and corporations sort of control the flow of the inflow and the outflow of currency, right? Our financial system, we're still using an older network, right? It's very slow. Also, it's very expensive, right? It takes it takes days to move money, right? It still takes days. Like it's not instant, and we're gonna get into that and how that is sort of different in the crypto world. You don't necessarily have that issue because you're dealing with a cryptography is sort of like a ledger that the money is actually printed on this computer system sitting somewhere in the cloud somewhere out there. And I'm sort of explaining what crypto is and what it means. But these ledgers are not transferable, but they're sort of transparent and so how you exchange money. So our system, the American system, the dollar, we all know it's of course it's failing, right? It's not a dollar is not a dollar. It's just merely a piece of paper. It's backed by the U.S. government. You go back to the 1970s. I think we came off of the gold standard, and we no longer, we no longer had for every dollar there was some gold for it, or every whatever our currency was backed by gold. It was basically backed by the American government system, saying, we guarantee this, the FDIC, we sort of guarantee this dollar. So we know that what that means. That really doesn't mean anything. But anyway, our system of how we transfer money, how we move money throughout our economy, it's slow and it still is very expensive, right? It takes days to move money. But with crypto, especially like tokenized assets, and we'll talk more about tokenized assets later. But and stable coins, right? You basically get the financial layer of the internet. So the internet is the financial space, right? The stable coins. I want to kind of get into that, but we may talk about that a little bit later. But these stable coins are the source of. They're pretty much internet dollars, right? So here's the thing. Now picture AI having access to our internet crypto. Now, guys, so here's the thing. I own crypto. Like I do own Bitcoin. I have been in the Bitcoin space for maybe about 4 or 5 years. I got in it late. I seem to be a late bloomer. I've got in crypto late. I sort of got into investing a little bit later. Better later than never, right? I got into social media and the YouTube. I've got into this like later. I was sort of a late bloomer, right? But I did start investing probably about 4 or 5 years ago because it just was like it was fun and exciting. I saw a lot of people talking about it. Of course, there's a lot of people online that are gonna sort of they're going to hype up, whatever they hype up, and they're going to continue to talk about it. One of the guys who I listen to, I watch all the time is Crypto RS. You guys probably know him as, hi, I'm George. We're all George. That guy. So I really started listening to him and started really getting a sense of what crypto is and how you can sort of not protect yourself, but how you can maybe sort of diversify. And I know it's arguable, diversification, right? Is arguable because some people will say, well, if you're trying to diversify, that means you don't know what you're doing. That can be argued, right? Right. But crypto is sort of a protected space against the centralized currency that is currently falling and failing. And why not? Why not talk about that? Like the dollar is no longer like it's sort of becoming almost obsolete in terms. It's almost better to if you have cash in the bank, if you have a certain amount of money in the bank, it's almost better to take that money and you really need to invest it in something that is other than money, right? Land, I don't know, property, whatever. That's a whole nother story. But yeah. So let's see. Nabbit World is here. Nabbit, what's up? Nabbit, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining the chat. It's Good Friday. Good Friday to you. Thanks for joining. So with crypto and AI, and that's what we're talking about today. Akuda is back. What's up, Akuda? How are you today, man? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming in and commenting and let me know you're here. I appreciate you joining, guys. We got some of the regular timers who are here. Some of the community is here, and this is a great community, guys. So don't forget to subscribe if you get a chance. Really subscribe to the channel. Really like this video. Join this conversation, man. This is what we are about. This is technology space. Oftentimes I'll talk about Apple products. Oftentimes I'll talk about different sort of what's coming out in the computer world. But right now we're talking about AI and crypto. So Navarro says, I'm about to rewatch The Truman Show for my exam, studying it. Okay, cool. Truman Show was a very interesting show. I feel like we're living in sort of a Truman Show like society. So because everybody's watching everything, and we're all sort of in this world and being watched, and we're watched, and yeah, that's a fun show, man. That's a fun show. Akuda, thank you so much for the thanks for the likes, man. Continue to hang out with us. Continue to be here with us as we talk and as we converse about technology. So back to crypto versus AI, and it's not really crypto versus AI. It's really AI getting in the space of the internet and of internet currency. So, with the U.S. government and the U.S. financial sector, the U.S. is really trying to get ahead of what AI is going to really do, which is going to also revolutionize. Anytime you're trying to get ahead of anything, that means you're not ahead of it, right? If I'm trying to get ahead, that means I'm behind. So that's already a problem, right? It's already a problem. And of course, the U.S. has come out in so many words, and sort of the U.S. Government has really spoke out against crypto and against Bitcoin. And it's funny to me how you can hear someone say something, you can hear a government say something and talk about something, but on the other hand, it's not what you hear them say, but it's what you see behind what they're doing. You see behind what they're saying. What are they doing behind what they are saying? Because they're telling you something, but there are other actions that do not line up with what they're saying. So the U.S. government is sort of against crypto, and they said, come out against it. And of course, you're going to be against it because it takes money out of the dollar system and puts it elsewhere besides where it should be. And my computer just went blank. I want to that actually gets on my nerves. So I'm gonna press it back on because it went to sleep on me. So okay, I'm back. So the U.S. government, through the years, what the U.S. government has done is sort of spoke out against crypto and Bitcoin and said that this is not a system. And so that speaking out slowly turned into now we're going to regulate. We're going to try to regulate. Of course, the U.S. has a stable coin on the decentralized currency. So this is decentralized currency. There's no central bank or no central government that's controlling this. This is sort of literally, this is ledger that is transparent to anybody can go and see it. Like you make a transaction, it gets printed on a ledger on a computer somewhere. And there are, of course, with Bitcoin, there are computers that are mining Bitcoin. That was really heavy in the past 5 years. People did mining and all that stuff. So I don't necessarily get into all of that, but you should check it out. Should be educated about it. Educate yourself about crypto and the crypto space. The U.S. first they were against it. Then they were like, okay, we're going to regulate it. And now, of course, I am not surprised, and I do know the U.S. they have major investments in crypto. You cannot tell me that they don't. And in fact, our president has his own coin. How much money has he made off of the Trump coin? So much money, right? He's working overtime to do what he can do. And I feel like what's all of the events that are happening today right now are a foreshadowing sort of what's going on. You can look even in the stock market, right? If the stock market is having a slow month, that indicates what's going to happen in the future, because companies are literally saying we are projecting certain sectors to decline financially. So all of this is just foresight and really insight into into what is happening and what is going to happen in the future. Dennis, yes, welcome back to the channel. Dennis, I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me know. Dennis says, I love books. I love books too. I got a bunch of books back there, just stacking right now. They're really just for decoration. But yeah, I do read from time to time. Anyway, so let's talk about this word I mentioned earlier. I talked about the word tokenization. So now picture this. Picture AI having access to the internet. Picture, instead of people selling things to people, you'd have AI systems doing the business with other AI systems. Now this is major. This is major. 24/7, no sleep, no downtime. AI has its own financial space and its transactions, and there is business that is done online as we're sleeping. It's done 24/7. That's 24 hours a week, 7 days. A week, no downtime. That's where the explosion happens. And so this is what the U.S. is trying to get ahead of. The plan is to make America the crypto capital of the world, and that's similar to what what America has done with the dollar, right? The end of World War II, we sort of had this economic boom. The dollar sort of rose to the top and became the #1 source of currency throughout the world. This is probably a bit similar to what happened back in those times of the 40s and the 50s, and how there was an economic boom. So if America becomes the crypto capital of the world, I don't know how I necessarily feel about that. You can tell me how you feel about it. Leave in the comments how you feel about crypto. Let me know if you even are in the crypto space. Give me some thumbs up. Do you invest in crypto? Are you invested in crypto? Do you care? Are you invested in anything? Are you invested in gold, silver? What are you? This isn't a financial channel, but we have to talk about it. If it happens, if it is happening, it must be discussed, right? So America being the crypto capital of the world, what that means is there are going to be more clearer rules. Now we'll talk about that a little bit later, but more legit stable coins in the space that are backed by the dollar. I don't necessarily like that, but why are we going to back anything by a dollar? But anyway, this would also cause old tax laws to be fixed, and also stopping banks from shutting out crypto businesses. So which leads us to tokenization. So tokenization is basically where you can take a big asset, right? For example, like a $20 million building. If you take a $20 million building and split it into 1 million small tradable pieces, that's kind of interesting, right? That's tokenization. This means regular folks can own a slice of real estate, either stocks, gold, or anything that used to be locked up for the wealthy. Experts really say this can unlock trillions in value that's just sitting there. Now, I'm sure the wealthy is not so happy about that as well. But anyway, Dennis says, I have ChatGPT. Yes, I do have ChatGPT. I actually use ChatGPT daily. I use it daily. That's my source of sort of information, sort of to help me get, you know, information on whatever I'm researching at the time. So tokenization is literally the division of wealth. The division of wealth in terms of the everyday person being able to sort of participate in the financial sector to be able to invest. Maybe you can't buy $20 million worth of real estate or a $20 million building, but perhaps, like I said, that can be split up in a million tradable spaces. And we'll talk about that a little bit more, but this also changes stuff like for example, like loyalty points. Like um there could be a time where these stable back coins you would be able to trade and with interest on it, right? So and could you imagine the sector of even having so I have a 401k at work, right? But if they imagine if they let 401ks invest in crypto and real estate, like that would be billions and maybe trillions of dollars flowing into the market. So this is just a gates, more gates that are opening up. What AI allows is more not just more interaction, but it allows for more worlds to sort of collide and to connect in a good way, right? I don't necessarily say collide as a bad word, but yeah, this this is something that is happening, guys. And some AI models even predict Bitcoin to hit $1 million in the next 5 to 6 years. So you have these predictive models that are actually predicting this, in which, hey guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just have to be honest. I kind of trust AI models over any human of what any human is saying, because you got all of these calculations that the AI model does. It's pretty legit, right? And so if these AI models are in fact, if they're predicting this, that Bitcoin could hit $1 million in 5 to 6 years, guess what? You probably should be in it. You probably should have some Bitcoin on the side, right? On the AI side of things, it's not just about cool chatbots. There's an AI tool right now that's going through about 200,000 government regulations to see which one can be tossed out. Now, you hear that again? And it's already slashed about over 1,000 rules in like 2 weeks. So, this AI tool is going through all of the government regulations, and it's seeing what government regulations are old, what are outdated, and it's really sifting through that. So that's something that would take humans like millions of hours to do, right? If you go through regulations, not to mention the government structure and how we structure things are so outdated, right? The U.S. government, I mean, amendments, nothing's been amended since the 50s or the 60s. We may have gotten an amendment in 1990. That was 30 years ago, 35 years ago. Like, come on, we gotta we gotta get up to speed with our regulations. So, but if you can imagine, we're talking about potentially saving trillions of dollars, making it and easier to grow and start businesses, right? Here's the other thing: AI is also taking over trading, right? Hedge funds, they're going full AI, right? Right? I mean, you're talking about. So, guys, back when I was in my day trading days, you know, I had mentorship, right? So I'm trading in the stock market, right? I had mentorship that was telling me you really don't, you really can only trade up to maybe one, two to three different stocks during the day. during hours of trading, because anything more than that, then you're just gonna lose yourself, and it's so true. And so if humans, we only have the capacity to really trade like two or three stocks at one time during the day. Um, AI is far past that. AI is far past that. So hedge funds are using AI to trade, and the edge that these systems have could leave everyday investors in the dust unless they adapt, right? Unless we sort of unless I have an AI model to help me to trade. So you're talking about the gap, the widening of the financial sector and that gap and how that's widening. So not only trading, let's talk about the government. So the government, they're treating AI right now like a national security project. And that's funny. Government's treating AI like a natural, because everything is a national security. It's all about protection and protecting. And that's what governments are for. You really have to understand and know the definition of government. Government is just to protect and serve. I don't know so much that it serves, but it protects itself, and not necessarily its people. But that's pretty much the job of your government in any sort of country, land, or providence, right? Um, but they're treating this right now currently like a national security project. They're locking down AI chip exports, um, any sort of funding on chip manufacturing. It makes sense, right, that we would have so many tariffs, because on the end of what's happening is the government is trying to regulate how many of these chips can sort of make it to and from the US and in other sectors, right? If we can sort of control the flow of trade, we can control the future, which the government has always done, right? In any type of war, when you get countries that are warring against each other and bombs are dropped and on bridges and buildings, it affects the way your government works, because if you don't have transportation, if you don't have a flow, there's not a consistent flow of trading and a consistent flow of the economy of that system, then you are going to suffer as a government from that. So that's what really, and I would say the U.S. government is doing. What they're trying to do is they're trying to lock down on, it's really the World War III what we're talking about. Everybody's talking about, oh, we're going into World War III. It's not necessarily going to be guns drawn, and it's not going to necessarily be drones that are dropping bombs. This war has taken on a new life of its own. It's sort of the internet war, the war in the AI space, and we're seeing it today, right? If the government is treating AI like it's a national security project, then you got to know that they're trying to grab hold, they're trying to catch up to the technology space of where things are, right? So no wonder they're locking down on AI chip exports, right? Because they've got to have a handle on regulation, right? And that's why so many people preach against regulation, right? Because it stagnates government, it stagnates the society that the government controls. If you over regulate, that means you almost turn into sort of you turn into a government that controls literally everything. So there's funding with U.S. manufacturing, right? Working hand in hand with tech giants, and you're talking about these corporations, these huge corporations that really sort of run the structure of the economy of the government wherever you may live. And it's starting to feel like the Manhattan Project 2.0. Now, the Manhattan Project was literally like a secret project, guys. This was initiated back in, probably, I want to say, World War One, between World War One and World War Two. Manhattan Project basically says, or basically was a project that started. If you guys are familiar with the movie Oppenheimer. We've got Albert Einstein. We've got other scientists who are basically exiled exiled to the U.S. to come up with the atomic bomb. Uh, and that was a Freudian slip. The atomic bond, yeah. So yeah, bonds too, but the atomic bomb. But the Manhattan Project was basically the government saying, okay, we've got to come up with something that is going to if we got to flatten this world or these countries that are out of order, we got to figure out somehow to protect our interests and protect our national security, protect the space that we have built for years and for generations, protect this governmental space and this government and our economy. So this is being called the Manhattan Project 2.0. So I would say to you guys, like, you got to keep your eyes and ears open to what's going on. Don't just listen to what is being said by your government officials, but you must not say this, you must make sure that you are following what is happening, not just in the news, but you gotta do your research and really sort of zone in on the future, because this AI space is not it's not going anywhere. And I also would encourage you guys, invest in crypto, man. Like, this isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for education purposes only. I would say to you though, I am in crypto. I am in Bitcoin. I do have investments in it, and it has benefited me. I tend to be the type of person that once I start literally investing my time in, uh, I go all in. Like, I'm over. It's like I'm all in. Like, I'm learning. I'm educating myself, kind of like I am with the AI, because it's like there's so much to learn, right? And guys, I just want to leave you with this. You got to understand that learning is the highest form of what a human can experience, how a human can grow. It's not money. It's not even necessarily family. Like, family is absolutely important, but some people live for family, and family doesn't live for you, right? You got to live for yourself. But if you continue to invest in what you're learning and you continue to invest in education, whatever that may be, it's got to be something that you love to do, because otherwise, why do it, right? Why learn? Why take the time to really dive in and learn different things? But that is the highest form of how you can really, really propel yourself forward, to be a better person, a better human, right? There's no better thing. I would say so. They're probably, these two things are neck and neck: learning and also giving, right? If you learn and you educate yourself, you just feel better. You feel refreshed, like, you feel like, oh man, I just learned something new, like, something that I didn't know. It enlightens you, right? It enlightens your path in life. But also, giving is another major thing. So if you're giving, like, that's another very high frequency space to live in. So in all that, we're going to continue to talk about this, what's going on between crypto and AI. So I want you to stay tuned to that and what's going on. So, in short, the video and what I've talked about today, in short, AI and crypto together aren't just a tech story. I said this earlier. It's not just about tech, but this collision could literally rewrite the rules of money, markets, and power. So we've got money, and we got the markets where the money is exchanged, and then we have the power which those corporations are they're exercising. They're exercising the power to influence. They're exercising the power to be able to trade and to be able to control the market that and the space that they're in. So, and we're watching that happening right now. This is what's happening right now. But this is the space we're in. Dennis says, "Have a good live." So much likes. Well, I appreciate the likes. Appreciate the love, guys. Listen, this is a space for you guys. Like, I really I really want you guys to come in and comment. I really love the interaction. I sort of get it's like a high for me. Like I'm always really genuinely excited to come and to talk to you, whether it's an hour, whether it's 2 hours. I think my longest live has been probably 3 hours and 20 minutes. So there you go. We must have had a lot to say that day. And not just necessarily me, because I run out of things to say. Not that I'm trying to run out of things to say, but this isn't about me necessarily talking. It's about us interacting, about us sort of coming together in this space to um to really talk and to really converse. So I appreciate everyone and those who even are on the chat. Like, yeah, come in and say hi, man. Just come in and leave a comment. I like to address all comments. If you have any questions and you like to talk about anything, you gotta reach out. Gotta talk. Reach out in the chat. Any questions, any comments, any like sort of thing you'd like to talk about, I'm here for it, right? This is a tech channel. Sometimes we veer off. Sometimes we talk about life. Sometimes we talk about a lot of times we talk about the future, right? Because I'm all about the future, right? And you got to know, you got to understand, as a person, as a human being, we are in what we call the present. This is the present, and but we have the future, and we have to make sure that everything we're doing, even our thoughts and how we sort of process the world, that we're not processing with anxiety, sadness, fear, because those things sort of keep you stuck. Even they keep you stuck in in your history, or they keep you stuck in what you think may happen in the future that may be, devastating. But you don't want to lean into fear and anxiety and all those things. What you want to lean into is calmness, peacefulness, which is the present, right? Let's live in the present as we're learning about the future. So my name is Brett with Anvil. I'm excited. I appreciate you guys. We'll most likely be on here tomorrow morning again. And as we talk and as we converse, just know that uh, this this space is only going to get bigger and better. And the YouTube space, like, guys, this is me. This is who I am. This is me in my fullness and my entirety. We're talking about AI. I honestly believe that people are becoming less connected as they're becoming more connected to their computers and their devices and their own little worlds. Everyone's just ingratiated in their own space, right? But it's the future of what this looks like is people are going to really start to thrive, or not thrive. They're really going to start to look for more and better connections, right? I'm talking about real people, not AI models, not sort of computer generated whatever, but they're going to look for real people. So, and that's where I'm going to be. That's where I am. So this is a real space. I'm a real person. Um, I don't foresee there being any YouTube channels to mimic, or AI channels to sort of like fake channels, fake Anvil channels. That would be hilarious. The day that happens, I'm not that big yet, but hey, it's possible. That's, I don't know if that's necessarily something I want to have to deal with. Some other channel trying to monetize off of what I'm talking about in my channel and what I'm saying. So anyway, but yes, this has been your video on AI and crypto. Guys, go out and do the research, man. Even if you just want to come back and say, this is what I learned, it's very, very important, because I'm constantly filling up my space or my mind with more knowledge, and which we hope that turns into wisdom in this space. So you guys have a great weekend. To those of you, please join me back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, same time. Same time. I never like to really say what time zone this is, because it doesn't really matter. Like, I'm up, you're up, we're up, and we're talking. We're on live. So I have a community that joins me and that is here the times that I'm on. So yeah, join me tomorrow, man. Join me tomorrow at the same time. We'll be here. Lock in with us, and we'll see what happens, man. To everybody else, you have a good weekend. And to that, this is Brett with Anvil Music and Media saying we will see you